Let's try this with the mic on. It's been a wild morning. Hello, cats and kittens. Mamacatgamer is here with another adventure through Stormblood with Gavtia. We have reached the Azim Steppe. And, now, I'm back in Limsa right now, obviously, but, hang on. Let me turn down my sound on my phone. All right. So, I got some job quests to do real quick. So, let's tackle those. Didn't get too far on my warrior. That's okay. There's no rush to do these. I got summoner job quest and warrior job quest. I think. Or not. Oh, no, I don't have a warrior one right now for you. I didn't get to 35 this week. We had a lot going on. We spent the weekend in between rain because it was crazy and our power going out. That was an adventure. We were planning on having friends over and our, power went out. We called the power company. They come out. It's like, it's not affecting just us. It's affecting, like, a bunch of people in the neighborhood. So they had to shut down the power completely for, like, a few blocks. So, it came on finally again, but, at that point, it was like too late to do anything. So we went out and gardened, which was good because it's been raining ever since. Wait a minute. I thought I had another job quest too. Alright. I guess not. Alright. I guess we won't do job quests this morning. Oh, I need one more level in Summoner to be able to unlock the next one. Okay. I thought for some reason I had these available. Let's completely change gears and go out to the Azim Steppe. And I got Viper up to level 90, so let's pursue this on... Oh! We're gonna do Viper job quest. That's what we're gonna do. Oh my god. It's so bad. I still have to leave at 1 o'clock today for this appointment, so... I'll have to record later. I don't know, I might stream this afternoon instead of just recording it. I don't know. Depends on what kind of craziness I got going on in my life today. No guarantees on that. We are under a flood warning at the moment. Oh. A Hildebrand adventure. Okay, I need some hilarity in my life today. I had to pay taxes, do business taxes this morning. Which is why I was later getting on than I really wanted to be. Having conquered his fear of questioning the locals, Keshqua is ready to do something else. Keshqua really doesn't like talking to people. Good to see you, Gav. After a lot of asking around, I dug up some new leads on Shmajun. Shmajun. Okay, we're gonna call him ISX. Or at least I think I did. Wasn't easy, though. At first, the only stories of interest were about Gridanian poachers dealing in so-called exotic meats. Juveniles. In other words, too young and too dead to be what we're after. too dead. That detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. got my own thoughts on the matter, but I want to hear yours too. Is that all right? Sure. Much obliged. So I hear an adventurer come across a whole bunch of strikingly beautiful red feathers just outside of town. He ended up giving them to some kids who've been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was talk of a huge beast with glowing blue eyes and sharp pointy teeth, flying off towards a place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes, put the two together and it sounds an awful like ISX. Seems it's had enough of Thanalan and picked the Shroud as its new stamping ground. I think it's supposed to be stomping ground, but that's okay. But what's your take on it all? You could say it's a promising lead, or we'd be fools not to look into it. Let's go do that. Ha! I knew you'd agree. After the amount of, quote, mystery meat I had to sample just to squeeze information out of those butchers at the market, I'm glad it all paid off. So we got fleeced again. As for our next move, I reckon we ought to take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow by the name of Gavin over at the Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I'll meet you there. While we're standing here and... I need some nonsense in my life today. Poor Mr. Ultros didn't seem to have much luck with the ladies. I can't imagine why, since he's an octopus. Speaking only for myself, I'd love to have him for dinner, perhaps in a nice lemon butter sauce. Nashu, I didn't expect that. Hang on. Hildebrand is contemplating the implications of Ultros' behavior. Poor misunderstood Ulti. Oh, not really, but okay. I think the only one who's misunderstanding is Hildebrand. Here we suspected him of criminal activity when in truth he was just a gentle soul, luckless in love. Oh, Ulti, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us? Ellie says, yes, now perhaps we should return to our investigation. If Avila is as suspicious as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Dower Meadow back at the Coliseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts. An excellent idea, Miss Ellie, but I have a better one. Let us return to the Coliseum and speak with Dower Meadow. Really? So glad you had that brilliant idea. From him, we shall ascertain Miss Avila's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she is indeed as suspicious as they say. Come, Nashu, the investigation calls. Had to check got this notification for some doctor appointment, and I went, wait, I don't have any today. Some routine stuff. Don't think Uncle Alti didn't see you following me. What's the big idea, eh? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Gwee. Or am I? Come on now, I just want what any octopus wants. A cute girl, untold riches, and the admiration of millions. Can't Uncle Alti dream? Well, kids, hate to ink and run, but then again, I am an octopus. God. No comments about tentacle porn. Speak with Dower Meadow on the steps of Nald. Okay, we gotta go over to the Coliseum. Oh, let me eat my eggs here. Here's Dower Meadow. Yes? What is it this time? I'm a busy man. Looking for Avila, you say? She said something about sharing a flagon with her countrymen over at the Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I'll warn you, though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Ganelon tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was going to rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of a personal nature, if you catch my drift. That said, if you're looking for a good sparring match to warm you up for the tourney, that might be just the ticket. Har har har. I can assure you there will be no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we will ascertain all the information we need without the fiery lass even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off. Sure, Hildebrand's remarkable ability to blend in. Go over to Blackbrush Station. Behold the lovely Miss Avila, just as predicted. Let us keep watch from here, so as not to set off the girl's famed temper. How many times must I tell you, there's no cause for concern. The spoils shall be mine. It may as well be writ in stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered and suffered long, but my victory will mark a new era. Just as Rauban al-Din won a new life for himself in the Colosseum, I shall win a new life for our people. The prize that I shall claim will bolster the wealth of our people 1,000, no, 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Uldans no longer. And with that, I must be off to the Nanawa mines to meet my sister. Miss Avila's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce that my own chances of felling her on the field of battle are infinitesimal. Ellie says, I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, we have a suspect to pursue. Salty. Wee. Trying to steal Avila from Uncle Ulti's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Ulti's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? Probably, yes. Hildebrand. Ah, the distinctive smell of fire sand. Another one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashu? Nashu says, Heavens, no, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this will be willing to give me a lesson? Ultra says, they're on to me? Preposterous! Could it be that Musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks? Hildebrand says, I see. In any event, I shudder to think of what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave ho! No. You gotta be kidding me! You had that one coming, Altus. LT. Speak with Hildebrand. I gotta make sure I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything else available here. No. Okay. That maiden in mining garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. This is just a beautiful piece of music, but it's played during some heartbreaking scenes. Avila says, I thought we agreed. No hard labor till your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Egelina says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hegelina. I have taken all of the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimates value its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from Ashtames, sun-silk dresses, all the luxuries you've ever wanted will be yours. The poor little girls in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn for the Uldan upper crust, those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Avi. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands cheering your name, I'm proud. No matter how humble our birth, if we stand strong, stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Hegelina. You're always been too quick to settle for less than you're worth. But worry not, for your sister is watching over you. I will do this for us. Now I must return. God's forbid one of those prying reporters overhears us. That's my Avi, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the gods smile on you, sister, and be safe. Hildebrand says, a more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen, and yet I fear it has afforded us little in the way of prospective clues. Ellie says, it would seem Avila's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I cannot help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Now she says, Inspector, did you just hear what I heard? Ultro says, look, kids, Uncle Alti has had it up to here with you. Do you think you could just fall in this pit and die like a good little boy? Hey, I'm talking to you, Mr. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer. Ultro says, not you, you idiot. No need for concern, friends, says Hildebrand. I have simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground and am pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Ellie says, our hero, now shall we return to Ulda? The Mithril Cup will be starting before long, and the last thing we want after all this is to lose our bout by forfeit. Could it be? Did that musclehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The others seemed completely unsurprised at this turn of events. Doubtless he has performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman if I ever saw one. But if you think that means I'm going to show mercy on you, you've got another think coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute. I took 2 pits, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second hole was right around... Give me a break. Oh god, these are such nonsense. Follow Hildebrand to the gate of Nald. It'd probably be faster just to fly over there. There he is. Ellie says, whatever does he think he's found this time? One never knows with Hildebrand. One never knows. Yes, is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector. Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honed inspector's senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about. This time you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Wow. It's got band-aids on there. Say hello to my not-so-little friend of mine from the Coliseum. He's large, he's in charge, and most of all, he's hungry. Where in the world is he? I haven't got all day. Oh dear. Just... My chimera! Who is that half-naked fool? Father, could it be that the aura of unmitigated murderous rage that I felt was not our quarry, but you? Hildy! I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspiration and materials for my newest masterpiece in the making. And what brings you and your friends to these parts today? Just a bit of sleuth work, Father dear. And with that, we must return to Ul'dah. If you have not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mithril Cup. Oh, moonlighting as a gladiator, we see. Are we? A fitting second career for a Manderville man, if I do say so myself. Cheesy-ass grin. Ultra says, that muscle-bound old man is the inspector's father? Remind me never to go to one of their family reunions. Yeah, you'd be calamari. Just who is this inspector anyway? Hildy is a worthy rival, if ever there were one. Who goes there? God. Gilgamesh says, Hildy, Gav. I've been waiting for this day. Well, looky who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself. A friend of the inspector, mayhap? I am Gilgamesh, wandering duelist. And I am not so much the inspector's friend as his enemy. Well, that makes two of us. Perk up, Gulliver. Nobody can say Gilgamesh's name correctly. Because this just might be our lucky day. Is there no one in this accursed realm who can remember my... Call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Gav is a formidable foe. Ultra says, that's sounding like high praise coming from a big fella like yourself. To have such a powerhouse as a sidekick, that inspector must be something else indeed. Gilgamesh says, I know not what brings you to do battle with those two, but I warn you, you will end up as seafood soup if you face them alone. And with that, I must be off. For reasons that I do not entirely understand, I am considered something of a fugitive in these parts. Gav, I will not fall so easily this time. Ultro says, well, it looks like I've got my legs full, all 8 of them. But if that adventure is too strong to take on alone, I'll just have to bring along a friend. Godbert says, a supply twisting ring calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes, inspiration is struck. Oh, God. Nobody here but us octopodes. Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece, fiend. My God. Muscleheads, I hate them. Oh my God. Speak with Ildebrand in front of the Colosseum. Or meet him in front of the Colosseum. Or not. Okay. Not exactly in front of the Colosseum. Good heavens, chancing upon father like that, I dare say it's taken a year off my life. Quite a crowd has assembled. It would seem the festivities are nigh about to commence. I had hoped to uncover more of Miss Avila's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than on the field of battle? God. Alright. Let's go see, what Viper in the Vidral's Shadow has for us. We might have several in a row to pursue here. Gavin says, how might I help? Keshqua says, I'm after a Terrell Vidra. I'm searching for this dangerous creature that's come over from another continent. I see. As it happens, I'm aware of a beast that matches the description of this ISX. Our scouts spoke of its blue eyes and red wings and of its aggressive nature, leading it to attack any who dare approach. So it really is here in the Shroud, and up to no good already. Thankfully, there have been no deaths so far, but it's only a matter of time before a merchant or adventurer becomes the first. Keshqua says, I believe ISX came here in search of new territory. Thanalan wasn't to its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. Hey, man. Yeah, right? Manderville is just stupidly funny, for sure. Sometimes you need, like, the inane things, adventures and shenanigans they get into to make the day a little brighter, right? It would happen so, says Gavin. I'll tell the other adders that you're pursuing the beast and to lend what assistance they can. I assume that's all right with you? Yes, sir. The more the merrier. Slaying the bastard's what matters, and I ain't too proud to accept help when it's offered. So, where was it last seen? In the South Shroud. Once you get there, head for Quarry Mill and look for Lieutenant Goliath. He's leading the search. Do you have anything else? Remember, Lieutenant Goliath at Quarry Mill. Best of luck. Okay. Let's quick travel over there. Ah, innocent stork. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. I gather you two are in pursuit of the creature? Keshqua... Whoop. Not what I meant to do there. I'm guessing that's Lieutenant Goliath, but who are those two? You must be Keshqua and Gav. The Adder's Nest sent word to expect you both. I'm Goliath, the officer in charge of this operation. This is Innocent Stork, who's provided us with vital information. A merchant in her employ spotted the beast on the way back from Ul'dah. She's also taken the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the target. Innocent Stork says, at no small expense, I might add, but compared to the losses my business would suffer were the creature allowed to roam free, I deemed it a worthy investment. As our goals are aligned, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field? If so, you'll find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Keshqua says, looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. Do you have anything else? In light of Innocent Stork's considerable generosity, the Twin Adders have decided to let our experts handle the primary search effort in our stead. My men and I will provide support by making inquiries around the settlement, sharing any new information we happen to acquire. That fellow standing behind me, my bodyguard. One can never be too careful, particularly when traversing known trade routes. Okay. Known trade routes? Apparently she's well known and needs a bodyguard there. I'd say we found our experts. Okay. Fresh meat for the hunt, eh? Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. We're looking for signs of the creature so our naturalists can predict its movements. We'll then lay traps where it's expected to appear. Keshqua says, got themselves a proper plan, don't they? Seeing as they're being so accommodating, we may as well join in the search. Kind of a cool looking outfit that mage had on. dung appears to be that of an enormous beast. Judging by its dry appearance and muted odor, it was excreted some time ago. Thanks. What is this fascination that Square Enix has with our characters finding and handling dung? It's like, thanks, guys. The dung exudes a foul odor. The lingering warmth indicates it was recently deposited. Right? Yeah. Can't wait. Signs of activity. These creatures bear the marks of enormous claws on their hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. Found me a few signs of activity. How about you? Corpses of grazing animals gouged by monstrous claws? Same here. The size and depth of the wounds are consistent with how ISX hunts. And just like back in Tural, it's killing not just to eat, but also to mark its territory, to show anyone and everyone who's boss. There you are. Managed to sniff anything out? Yes, sir. Aside from a couple of dung hills, we've got some dead wildlife, most likely the work of ISX. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. Hired naturalist says, we came to the same conclusion. The predator makes no attempt to cover its tracks. Clearly it has survived so long by virtue of its immense proportions and in spite of its diminished intelligence. You got it all wrong. It left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. Are you saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is far beyond these lesser beings. As for the corpses it left behind, those animals must not have been to its taste. I suggest using fresh cuts of prime livestock as bait. The bloodier the better. Once the creature has been enticed, surrounding and subduing it is but a formality. Keshkwa says, hate to break it to you, but ISX way too clever to fall for that. You're gonna need every trick in the book and then some. Rest assured, I've considered every eventuality, and even if there was merit to your advice, I will not let it be said that our success was the product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. Kind of full of himself, right? Not kind of, he is full of himself. Keshkwa says, what difference does it make who came up with what? A monetary difference. Innocent Stork offers better rewards based on performance. I don't even think about trying to steal our thunder. We're the ones who will bring her Ixoc whatever its name is, not you. Ixoc. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like these. If you got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. And put our lives in the hands of complete strangers? I think not. I mean, he's only talking, with the Warrior of Light standing in front of him, but, all right. There's no place in our strategy for you, so stand aside and await further instructions. Fine, have it your way, but if you're half the hunters you think you are, ISX as good as dead, right? Come on, Gav, let's leave him to it. Nothing good ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. Then it's decided. You two will wait at the southern end of the lower paths. Be ready to give chase in case the beast escapes us. Not that it will. Alright, wait at the specified location. imagine we'll have an instance quest here. A Viper should be the one to finish off ISX, to properly avenge our brothers in arms, but really it doesn't matter who does the deed so long as the beast dies. Awful quiet, don't you think? Too quiet. Hired naturalist. You hear that? That must be one of the hunting party. Came from north. Let's move. Search for the source of that scream. Deep void death mouse. Okay. There we go. Keskra, it's bad. Real bad. I know it hurts, but please, tell us what happened. It was watching us. That fresh lamb should draw the target out of hiding, though if I lace it with the toxin I brought, success is practically guaranteed. Toxin? We were explicitly told not to kill the beast, in case you've forgotten. Of course not. It can be used as a sedative, highly potent, but only lethal if applied in excess. If you lack the stomach for it, I'll do it myself. Naturally, my personal contributions will be detailed in the final report to ensure credit is given where due. What the hells are you playing at? If it catches wind, the plan's ruined. Shouldn't we go after them? No, it'll only make things worse. If that bookworm wants to stick his neck out for a few gil more, I say let him. What? No! No! Oh! Nice. Gods have mercy, there it is. Stay calm, nothing's changed, except the bait. Now's our chance. They were screaming. I ran, but I could still hear. You were right. It knew. It knew. Keshkwa, Calf, by the 12, what happened here? The hunters became the hunted. I shall see that their remains are recovered and the necessary rites performed. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to return to Quarry Mill and share those unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork. Even with the sedatives, they didn't stand a chance. If only I'd talked him out of it, this never would have happened. I'd anticipated casualties, but it was a massacre. ISX grown bolder. Before, it only hunted animals, lone travelers, prey it knew it could handle with ease. Its past brushes with death taught it to be cautious. That's probably why it fled Tural in the first place, too. But it just outwitted a group of armed hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. This was sport, a game. It was having fun. And now that it's had a taste, it's only going to want more. You know, I really like her boots, actually. It'd be kind of fun to have those. My poor judgment invited this tragedy. I must make amends. Please allow me to assist you in pursuing the creature. Even without a team of experts at my disposal, I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. What we say, keep the freelancers out of it and leave the hunting to us, or we'd be grateful for information, but we'll take care of the rest. Let's do the first one. Understood. I place my faith in your abilities as vipers. Appreciate it, ma'am. If you turn up any leads, be sure to let us know. Goliath, I'd best return to the Adder's Nest and deliver my report. It's imperative we inform the populace of the threat posed by the ISX. Might I ask that you use Quarry Mill as your temporary base of operations? Knowing where to find you will make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Suits me fine. Besides, I got plenty to do here, like learn about this neck of the woods and the critters and whatnot. But while I have you, there's one thing I want to ask. How did the twin adders get their name? I beg your pardon? What does this have to do with ISX? Nothing really, it's just that us vipers based our fighting arts on snakes, so they're near and dear to our hearts. Might even say we got a reverence for them. Is that so? I suppose we also feel a kinship towards snakes. The name Twin Adders came from the pair of white snakes on the Gridanian standard, though that imagery predates the city-state's founding. There's more I could tell you, though I fear other matters must take precedence. Heh, with a history as long as that, we'd be talking till the Pakas come home. I'd love to hear more about it, but I understand it'll have to wait. I'd best get to learning what I can about ISX. While I see to that, maybe you ought to squeeze in some more training. Don't worry, we've been doing that. Oh, Lunar Envoy boots? Oh, thank you. Oop. Oh, yeah, nice. I'll have to keep an eye out for them. Keshkwa has grave tidings to share. I had a bad feeling when I woke up this morning. Sure enough, ISX has struck again. Goliath and Innocent Stork are trying to narrow down where it'll appear next based on the reports, but so far they've come up empty. I hear Goliath is over at Fallgourd Float, talking to witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Yeah, thanks for checking on that for me, too. I appreciate it. Same as with Innocent Stork's hunters. It's leaving the corpses where they lie, uneaten, all to make a point. This is my claim, and you live or die at my pleasure. Thank you for coming. I expected Keshqua has shared some of the details, but it's even worse than we thought. ISX grows increasingly bold with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people have remained calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The adders have called upon anyone with information to share and asked that they gather here. As we requested that any detail be reported, no matter how small, we find ourselves somewhat inundated. I'm certain, however, that among the accounts are clues vital to locating our quarry. Keshqua says, we can help with that. All we gotta do is ask folks around here what they've seen, right? Yes, that would be most helpful. Perhaps you could start near the Aetheryte, while Gav asks those over by the Bobbing Cork. I get to go to the bar or whatever, the inn. Mild-mannered adventurer. I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It was a little too far away to see clearly, but it seemed to be battling a group of smaller beasts, which it promptly slaughtered before flying away. Well, that sounds like our boy. Weary adventurer. While passing through, I heard that some fiend was on the rampage over in the East Shroud. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I saw all the people coming from that direction and the looks on their faces, I decided to stay put. Good thing I did, too, or I might have died. Traumatized adventurer. I saw it flying over the central shroud. With each flap of its massive wings came a powerful wind, bearing the scent of blood, so noxious and suffocating it was all I could do not to vomit where I stood. Everyone's got a story to share, but nothing that seems to point to where ISX might strike next. You do any better? Northeast and Central Shroud, eh? Folks I asked said it was in the south. I tell you, it must be trying to make the whole damn forest its territory. Hold on now. One of the guys I talked to was in the East Shroud. Your witness heard the beast was on the rampage, but mine said he never saw ISX. Even though they should have been there at the same time. That's worth looking into, don't you think? We could say you might be onto something there, or it doesn't feel like much, but it's our only lead. Well, you might be onto something there. I'm not saying this is the answer, but you never know where a trail will take you till you follow it. We ought to go chat up that fella again. I'll take you to him. Composed adventure. Do you have anything else? This is the gentleman who sauntered through the East Shroud and didn't see a thing, or so he says. As I said before, I was traversing the East Shroud on an errand when I heard what sounded like the flapping of enormous wings. A moment later, I saw a wounded animal charging through the brush. It was then I recalled the rumors of a monstrosity on the loose, realized I was in danger, and ran. So the critter was hurt, but still able to make an escape? The only way it could have gotten away from ISX is if the bastard chose to let it go. Meanwhile, our friend here was close enough to hear the wings flapping, yet lived to tell the tale. An adventurer traveling alone would have been easy pickings, so Why'd ISX spare him? You could say he did something that no other adventurer had done before, or he was carrying something that no other adventurer had. Well, let's do the latter. All I had on me were some bottled potions and ethers. But there was one other thing. I carry a potpourri stuffed with Kiribanian wildgrass, an Alamegan custom, in case you're unaware. That's gotta be it. Goliath will want to hear about this. That was odd. I've never seen anyone get so excited by the mere mention of a potpourri. But it takes all sorts, I suppose. I got excited about potpourri. That was like a thing, like, what, 20 years ago? Like, everybody had a potpourri thing, you know, in their house. Little container with water and, you know, flower petals and herbs. We can go over the finer details later, but first, I need Goliath to look into something for me. Could you wait here a moment? Keshkwa has asked me to verify a theory of his. I shan't be long. It is exactly as you surmised. Most of those who've seen ISX and lived to tell the tale are Alamegan adventurers. I knew it. It's got to be that fragrance. A lot of animals have a powerful sense of smell, and ISX is no exception. What makes it that much more sensitive to odors that it doesn't care for? I reckon the beast can't stand the wild grass in those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance. A lot like another kind of grass we got back in Tyrol. Come to think of it, ISX never went anywhere near that grass. Never went anywhere that grass was growing. Goliath says, if one man's meat is another's poison, perhaps the same can be said for aromas. Exactly, and now that we know what ISX can't stomach, we can use this information to drive it where we want it. Then it would behoove me to share our discovery with Innocent Stork. Given the information and contacts at her disposal, I dare say she'll help us find a way to utilize the fragrance to its maximum potential. I dare say you're right. In the meantime, we'll head on over to Girabania and pick us some wild grass. Yes, by all means, we must do everything in our power to avert further tragedy. Many of the adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering ISX that they're considering abandoning the profession entirely. Several are yet fledglings. If they had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning, they'd die before gaining enough experience to even be considered adventurers. The thought of their bright futures being snatched away like that is almost more than I can bear. This is the very reason I joined the Twin Adders, to prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying the dread ISX. No need. I had every intention of putting the bastard in the dirt. To the matter at hand, then. A few moments ago, one of the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike Falls. Once you've collected enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you, though, that Girabania is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. Yeah, right? Reed diffusers, do we even see those anymore? Of course, I think Pier 1 went out of business. Or they went into bankruptcy, I can't remember which. Yeah, air fresheners are always a thing, right? Somebody mentioned, one of my FC mates said, I'm trying to clear up a space in my glam dresser, but it's really hard. Yes, I know. I know that feeling all too well. I was so glad when they came up with this outfit glamours to kind of consolidate space. And it helped a little bit, but, you know. Ah, we are lucky that it is not on the eastern side of the map there. I don't believe I can fly here yet. Nope. Ooh. These guys are on my hunt log. Good. I only had to kill 2 of them. They have the sound effect of them buzzing. This brings back memories. One time I was picking herbs to make a paralyzing agent that works wonders on Terral. Only thing was, I forgot to wear gloves and I couldn't feel my hands for the next 3 days. A good thing I didn't go walking any farther straight. Could have fallen into a cenote there. That ought to do it. As much as I'd love to stick around and study the wildlife, we better get back to Quarry Mill. Okay, here we are. Innocent Stork have anything? Upon being informed of your plan to entrap ISX, I came as quickly as I could. Now we just need a way to diffuse the extract. We'll use diffuser reeds in a potpourri pot. We can plug it in with an extension cord. You've done well to gather so much wildgrass. As promised, I've called upon Innocent Stork to advise us on our next steps. I've placed an order with an alchemist acquaintance for custom-made diffuser pouches that we may employ to spread the aroma over a wide area while prolonging its potency. We will issue these pouches to Twin Adder units tasked with driving the beast into an isolated location of our choosing. Keshqua says, away from civilians in an ideal spot for the final showdown. That's good thinking. Indeed. Once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there's a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying ISX outright, would you instead be able to capture it alive? Just going, why? The better to understand its behavior. Such knowledge will prove invaluable should predators of similar nature trouble us in the future. That's a risk we can't afford to take, ma'am. Those hunters of yours tried baiting it with a carcass laced with sedatives, but ISX saw right through their plan. It's demonstrated a degree of cunning to rival any man's. Even if we did capture it, it's only a matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with a monstrosity like that. You slay it first chance you get. No half measures, no hesitation. Then we are left with no other choice. Ah, there's the danger music. Pray forgive me for making such an ill-considered suggestion. I shall abandon all thoughts of capturing the beast and instead turn my attention to the procurement of the diffuser pouches. You will hear from me soon. She ought to know by now what we're up against. Why even ask? We could say Innocent Stork can't be trusted, or she's got her own angle. Let's go with the first one. She's doing sneaky shit. I ain't the type to guess a folks' motivations. Wish she'd do us all a favor and put her cards on the table. Goliath says, the rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. You got that right, but since us salt of the earth are speaking our minds, there's a fear in you. But of what I can't tell. Gil for your thoughts? Never know, I might be able to help. Well, after talking with those adventurers, I can't help but feel a little scared of ISX, that's all. Anyway, I should return to Gridania to make my report. Folks always saying one thing, but meaning another. Just when I was starting to believe I'd gotten the hang of polite conversation. Ain't no forcing the issue, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. But now we gotta wait on those pouches, and who knows how long that'll be. I'll keep an eye on things here, so I recommend you get ready to face ISX. I can't remember. If this gives a skill or not. Goliath sent word that the diffuser pouches are ready. He's heading on over now. Once he arrives, we can finally put this plan into action. The pouches have been distributed among the twin adders along with instructions on correct handling. You see, according to the alchemists who made them, the aroma of the wild grass dulls the senses. For the average person, this might do a little more than soothe the nerves, but to a creature with a heightened sense of smell, the effect would be far more pronounced. As for where we will entrap ISX, Innocent Stork has proposed a location in the Dravanian hinterlands that she believes is ideal. The surrounding area is largely uninhabited, and Idleshire, the only settlement nearby, is relatively simple to defend. We've already consulted with the Ishgardians, and they gave us their blessing to proceed. That's all well and good, but by the look on your face, you're not. I ain't gonna press. But I will suggest that once we get to Dravania, you best hang back and leave the fighting to us. You know full well I'm keeping things from you, yet still you show concern for my well-being? Why? Just my way, I suppose, or the way I was trained as a viper. It's our job to keep folks safe from creatures that go against the natural order. Doesn't matter who you are or whose side you're on. Politics, feuds, all that drama, ain't none of that our concern. I'll admit, I've got my doubts about you, but you're still someone I need to protect from ISX. Simple as that. There's something you need to know. Out in western Kurthus is... Innocent Stork says, well, as I thought, you've yet to depart from Quarry Mill. What's keeping you? Lieutenant Goliath, whatever is the matter? You look like someone just walked over your grave. I'm glad to find the two of you in better spirits, though. Seeing as our friend is somewhat under the weather, perhaps it's best that he stays behind with me in Needleshire. Keshqua says, no objections there. But Goliath and I were having a heart-to-heart, if you don't mind. I do. We have a schedule to keep, and I must insist our dear vipers get underway. While you are en route to the Dravanian hinterlands, I would be happy to lend an ear to Goliath and his troubles. You needn't worry yourselves. It's of no import. I wish you both good hunting. Talk about shit timing. For better or for worse, we'll find out what he was holding back soon enough. Anyway, we got a Taral Vidral to slay. Speak with Keshqua in the collector's quarters. Can't remember if I repaired my armor last night or not. Oop. Oh, I guess I didn't. Oops, I went the wrong way. I've never tried to fly down there. I wonder if you can. No sign of ISX, which gives us time to pick a good spot for an ambush. Let me know what you find. Although the view is obstructed by the wall, you should be able to remain concealed easily. Ah, there it is. The cramped conditions offer only a limited field of view, and combat would doubtless prove difficult. While this location offers a commanding view of the area, it does not offer enough space to fight to your full potential. You have surveyed a number of locations, each varying in suitability. Keshqua will be eager to hear your report. Alright, let's go back to him. I found something you ain't gonna believe. You smell that? It's gotta be one of Innocent Stork's diffuser pouches. Somebody must have hidden it nearby. With a bag of wild grass stinking up the place, there's no way ISX is ever gonna show. Goliath and Innocent Stork sent us on a wild alpaca chase. So where's our Tural Vidral if it ain't here? We could say damned if I know, but Innocent Stork surely does, or the Kurthus Western Highlands. Oh, we can do the latter. Agreed, it's no coincidence she showed up just as Goliath was about to spill his beans. What was it? Western cursed ass something or other? I'm glad I picked that choice. Wait, cursed ass... Sorry, Kurthus is a place? Well, if that ain't a name that conjures all kinds of unfortunate imagery, I don't know what is. With any luck, that clue will lead us to Innocent Stork. She's probably still plotting to capture ISX alive, the stubborn fool. Speak with Keshgwa in Riversmeet. I might not ever think of Kurthus the same way again. I don't think I made that dialogue choice the first time I did that. No sign of our tricksters or ISX. We best keep searching. There they are! Well, if it isn't the esteemed Vipers, who with all their supposed skill and intellect asserted that capturing the great ISX was nigh impossible? Or perhaps you were simply afraid. As you can see, I proved equal to the task. All it took was a little ingenuity. I understand ISX cunning and cruelty better than anyone. There's no way you got it in that cage without... Wait, where's your bodyguard? You yourself observed how attempting to lure ISX with obvious bait ended in failure, but a beast is still a beast, a predator that is compelled to hunt. Casualties are inevitable, and a prudent strategy must account for them. An exceptional one, however, would leverage this element to its advantage, as mine did. You ordered him to put sedatives in his pocket and faced ISX alone. It was over before it began. His screams still ring in my ears. So you fed ISX the sedatives and your bodyguard along with them? You're telling me he willingly offered himself up? Enthusiastically even, all to ensure his plague-stricken family received treatment, the duration of which would be determined by his performance. He all but leapt into the beast's maw. As I'm sure Goliath would agree, there's no limit to what we can accomplish when given the appropriate incentive. We could say, why go to such despicable lengths to capture ISX, or you've finally shown your true colors? dare say you've harbored suspicions since we first met. I'm pleased to say that the real me is so much more interesting. Everyone has their own unique proclivities, and I am no exception. I have awoken to the thrill of bringing rare and ferocious beasts under my power. But that only whets my appetite for the true pleasure when I unleash my pets upon worthy opponents to enact scenes of glorious carnage. You. Keshkwa says, I've met my share of monsters, but none of them compare to you. A monster and a fool. That there's a Chiral Vidral. The moment you open that cage, it's going to rip you to shreds. Indeed it would, if it were so inclined. But if ISX is as intelligent and bloodthirsty as you say, it will soon learn that I can provide a constant supply of worthy prey. In return, it will accept me as its master. It's awake? I grew tired of this place. One of my lesser pets should be more than adequate to dispose of you. After all, I am loath to release ISX while it remains subdued. And though I may not be watching, do try to put on a good show regardless. Now, we got some business to attend to here. There are more pressing matters at hand. You can't talk to Keshkwa. Defeat the tamed Pisaka. Give him some first aid there. Thanks, I owe you. God damn it, I can't believe anyone would be stupid enough to try taming a Chiral Vidral, never mind ISX itself. But what truly sticks in my craw is that Goliath has been dancing to Innocent Stork's tune, and here I was thinking he needed our help. You could say she must be manipulating him. Or he seemed afraid of her like before. Or she must be manipulating him. You're right. There's more to this than meets the eye. Anyway, no point freezing our asses off here. Let's get back to Quarry Mill to think things over. Yeah, I have it on my playlist in on my Orchestrion player in my apartment and house because it's just a beautiful piece of music. One thing I know for certain is that ISX ain't gonna play the obedient pet for long. Innocent Stork's gonna find that out the hard way. But I reckon that'll be after she gets the urge to indulge her twisted appetites. I'll do what I can to suss out what she's got to before then. Then there's Goliath. The twin adders need to know what he's been up to, and that he's still alive. For now, at least. You best get back to your training for now. Caged or not, ISX out there, and our job ain't done till it's dead. Alright, I can do up to level 90, and then I'll probably have to call it for the time being. I didn't want to tackle the next main scenario quest yet, because I think it involves a very long cutscene in battle. And I don't have enough time to start that, and I want to make sure I have enough time. Since the last time we spoke, the twin adders have been looking for Goliath, but they ain't found hide nor hair of him. Meanwhile, there have been plenty of ISX sightings. Seems innocent storks eager to put her new pet to work. I expect that's why Goliath's commanding officer asked for our help. Let's head to the adder's nest and hear what he has to say. Oh, wrong way. It's good to finally meet you both. Goliath spoke highly of you and your contributions to her hunt for ISX. Speaking of which, you got information for us, right? We received multiple eyewitness reports of a creature surpassing even the most elite marks. It dispatches its victims swiftly before flying away. Keshqua says, at innocent stork's direction, I'll wager. She's setting ISX loose to kill for her own amusement. Those slain were mostly roaming adventurers, but the circumstances of each attack suggest an escalation. The beast is striking in broad daylight and closer to more populated settlements. The risk of a massacre grows greater by the day. There is another matter I wish to discuss, which may shed some light on this situation. We have received a letter from Goliath. Though details are sparse, he wishes to resign from the Twin Adders. The letter also includes a message for the two of you. It says, do you recall our discussion in southern Thanalan? Though my aspirations were beyond me, I pray that you succeed in fulfilling your own. I remember, Goliath. You wanted to prevent those with bright futures from dying before their time. That's why you joined the Twin Adders. Wait, we had that talk in the Shroud, not Thanalan. And he mentions our aspirations, which is to protect people from rampaging beasts. Don't you see? He's telling us that ISX gonna appear in southern Thanalan. A hidden message, albeit not a particularly well-hidden one. If Innocent Stork read this, she would have surely divined his intent. I can only surmise that she knew and allowed the letter to be sent regardless. What better way to lure you into a confrontation with ISX than by taking advantage of Goliath's sincere plea for help? Trap or not, the confrontation suits me fine. If it's a show she wants, then we're happy to oblige. Yep. As for the wearer, she doubtless wishes to avoid attracting the attention of the Immortal Flames and the Amalja, the Sagoli Desert, like as not. I will send word to Ul'dah, but in the meantime, I wish you every success. That's flying over there. I feel like this mount doesn't blast everybody's ears quite as badly as some of the other ones. It's a little more noise friendly. Volume friendly, I guess. Another carcass. This was ISX work. Didn't expect the trail to be this easy to pick up, but perhaps I should have. All that's left now is to walk straight into the trap. No viper worth their salt, never shied away from danger, am I right? I need to eat some food first. Alright. Level sync in effect. Good thing I'm level 90. Such grace, such power, magnificence itself, given form worthy of awe. Alas, these mediocre distractions are a poor canvas for your art. It's over, innocent stork. On the contrary, the main attraction is just beginning. Goliath, what have you done to him? After his childish trick with the coded letter, I decided to let ISX punish him. An appetizer, if you will. All the money and the privilege in the world, and this is how you choose to use it. Killing for the sake of killing. You're no better than a Tural Vidral, a monster that deserves to die. A flattering comparison, though you seem to be forgetting the literal monster that stands before you. ISX, I've brought you fresh prey. Oh, I haven't forgotten about you. Coward through and through. I knew, but one I thought had some pride. Guess I was wrong. It's time. ISX is ours. All right, there we go. Hiding scratch. Fervid impact, okay. Frigid pulse, okay. Swooping frenzy. want to be in that. Nothing's wrong with ISX. Don't tell me. Stork's made a huge mistake. Is this all you're capable of? Are you not satisfied with the prey I have provided? You'll have all that you want and more, but only if you obey. Kill them! Kill them now, I demand it! This ain't the ISX I know, and I reckon Innocent Stork is the reason why. I could smell the wild grass on her, a less potent mixture than the one we doled out before. Just enough to keep ISX at arm's length. But even that's too much for the Vidral's senses. That's why it's addled and can't think straight. Even so, she's made a fool's bet. ISX only tolerated Innocent Stork and her shenanigans to sate its own bloodlust. Two apex predators can't make nice forever. Ugh. I'm not done with you yet. Callias, you stubborn worm. What? Oh. Maybe now it can concentrate on the fight. Alright, Gav. Give it everything you got. It's kind of fun battle music. Move over to the safe zone here. Get out of that. Oh, Ripper. I don't know which side to be on. That packed a punch. Yeah, I'm down and out for another 10 seconds. Together now. Oh, attack the wings. did it now for the other wing. Yay. Back, it won't escape me again. Great ball of fire. Oh, we did it! Yay. O restless beast, may you find peace in death as the serpent sheds its skin. Relinquish this husk that you may rise again to greet a new dawn. Innocent Stork genuinely believed that she could bend such a creature to her will. That arrogance cost her her life. She never understood what she was dealing with or afforded it proper respect. She took her superiority for granted, but the power she wielded to flaunt the laws of men was powerless against the natural order. Glass, Gav, thank you for everything. It was a damn sight harder than I'd reckoned it'd be, but I finally avenged my brother in arms, fulfilled my duty. I can once again hold my head high. Oh yeah, it definitely has pretty feathers. It actually is a really beautiful enemy to fight, you know. The hunt is finished. All that remains is for me to face my punishment. ISX might be dead, but we've still got a loose end or two to tie up. You haven't told us yet why you led us on a merry chase for innocent Stork. May as well come clean now. Well, when I was a young child, my merchant parents were slain by a wild creature on their travels. I meant what I said at Fallgord when I told you I swore to save others from a similar fate. That's why I joined the Twin Adders. Commendable motivation. And then I met Innocent Stork, who explained with great enthusiasm that she shared my desire to protect others by bringing these beasts to heal. I thought I had found a kindred spirit, but I later realized she'd fed me nothing but lies. She used me to obtain information collected by the Twin Adders, all for the sake of identifying potential additions to her menagerie. I disclosed all manner of sensitive intelligence to her, believing it was in furtherance of her efforts to save lives. By the time I learned of her true intentions, it was too late. I confronted her, told her that I was going to inform my superiors. She smiled and laughed and said that she would unleash her fiends upon Gridania if I spoke a word, with some of her finest reserved specifically for my family. Keshqua says, I'm guessing it was Innocent Stork's idea to have you join the investigation into ISX. It was. There's no excuse for what I did. Allowing myself to become her pawn has led to so much needless suffering. Nothing I can say or do will ever be enough to earn your forgiveness. Whatever punishment awaits me, I shall accept it gladly. Well, Gav, what do you think? You could say, I think you should decide Keshqua, or we'd better hand him over to the Twin Adders. Let him decide. If he'd only done me wrong, I'd be willing to look the other way. But his deceptions caused all kinds of trouble for the Twin Adders. They're the ones who need to stand in judgment. Quite right. I will request that my superior meet us at Quarry Mill, where I shall give a full account. It's settled then. Meet us there when you're ready. Alright, let's go to Quarry Mill, finish up. Then I gotta head out for a few hours. Serpent Captain, I take it there's more to your report than the slaying of ISX. Eli says, I appreciate you coming to see that justice is served. As a soldier of the Twin Adders, your actions are inexcusable. Once I have made my report, expulsion will be the least of your worries. There will likely be a trial. Keshqua says, where I come from, we don't take kindly to liars neither. Our word is our bond, and the violation of that trust demands punishment. But I will say this, the lies he told were to protect the people of Gridania. Not only that, the actions he took contributed directly to the defeat and death of ISX. I won't say the ends justify the means, but it's not nothing. Duly noted. Though I trust you understand that this consideration may not change the outcome. Yes, sir. Ain't my place to tell you folks how to handle your business. I'm just a simple man who crossed the salt to kill a Vidral. And if Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the... But if Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the foreseeable future, I got something he can help me with. You see, now that my business here is concluded, it's high time I made my way home. Trouble is, passage back is more than I can presently afford. I'm going to need to put in some work, and I reckon Goliath could help me find clients in need of a Viper's skills. Serpent Captain says, for a simple man who knows better than to tell us how to handle our business, you've struck upon an intriguing solution. Well, I have spent a fair bit of time in the company of a silver-tongued someone. He of the head nods has been silver-tongued. The captain says, Goliath, your conduct cannot easily be forgiven. Even so, it must be acknowledged that you played a vital role in the slaying of ISX. Swear to never again stray from the path of righteousness, and no charges will be brought against you. However, or moreover, I will accept your voluntary resignation, as you did previously request. With this arrangement, you may yet pursue your dream of defending the innocent from nature's most deadly threats in your capacity as Keshqua's assistant. What say you? I shall do as you ask. You have my word. Though I will bear the shame of my misdeeds for as long as I live, I shall endeavor to redeem myself through service to the people. Keshqua says, you can start by finding me some beasties to slay. Well, seems like I'll be sticking around Eorzea a while longer. In the meantime, you're sure to find clients of your own. I reckon this continent's more than big enough for the both of us. Wherever there are folks in need of a viper, that's where we'll be. Yeah. Pick that up from Horsefond. Very nice. Victoria's Viper. Wonder if that gives me anything. I don't think it does, but it just gives me achievement points. Oh, he's in kind of a cool outfit now. Now that I'm no longer an adder, I had no choice but to hand in my uniform. With my new garb, I'm ready to fend off forest-dwelling fiends alongside Keshqua. How goes it, Gav? Hunted any challenging prey lately? You have no idea. Oh, let's see. What's he say? What is a viper? The art of the viper has been passed down, etc., etc. Okay. He's said that before. How fare you of late? Just like back in Tyrell, I've been working as a viper, putting down all kinds of beasts. Only difference now is that Goliath is the one finding clients for me. We must be doing something right, because the gill's been rolling in. Still got a ways to go till I've earned enough for the ferry ride back home, though. Goliath actually suggested using some of my savings to pay for trips to Ishgard and Sharlayan, so I can hunt marks farther afield. I'm happy to go where I'm needed, even if getting there sets me back a few gil. Alright. And with that, I have to head out. So let's find our cat joke. Gotta have our cat joke. We've had some bad ones lately. Just real groaners. Alright. Why did the cat get sent to the principal's office? He had a bad catitude in class. Yeah, catitude. So, it's bad too. Alright, cats and kittens, Mamacatgamer is signing out for now. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, notifications. Y'all know what to do and when to do it, so. Have a great one, cats and kittens. Mamacatgamer will sign out. Probably be recording later. I got another video up. Took me a while because I didn't realize that the recording wasn't good. So, but the new one is up, and I think that one's still in Heaven's Word, as I recall. Anyway, we'll see you later, cats and kittens. Mamacatgamer signing out.